It's Wednesday, October the 7th. Before I get into the fishing, I'd like to congratulate James Watson for winning the Bassmaster Open Central here at Table Rock Lake. But lake level is right about 914 and a half. It's down about a foot and a half from normal. Water temperature's starting to drop down pretty good. It's about 72 degrees. And, fish were caught all kinds of different ways this past week. I had one good day in the tournament. I had about 12 pounds the second day. But I made some mistakes the first day. I tried to fish some deeper structure and it didn't work out. I spent too much time. But probably the majority of the fish are the guys in the top 10. Most of them caught them on a topwater. And a lot of the topwater baits they were throwing, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, well, it was last year about this same time, I was talking about a bait called a Whopper Plopper. And they got two different sizes. This one's about the size of a super spook, and then they make a smaller one. But basically, what it is the tail end of the bait spins, so it's just kind of like a buzz bait. Good thing about it, if a fish swats at it and misses it, you can stop the bait. And unlike a buzz bait, buzz bait will sink. This will stay up on top. But you can work this like a prop bait, jerking it. But most of the time, it seems like the best retrieve on it is just a real steady retrieve. Most of the fish have been caught really shallow, and there's not a specific type of rock or bank. It seems to change every day. But mainly keeping the boat in about 10, 15 feet of water and just covering a lot of water, a lot of different rock. Another bait that we've been catching them on, and I know James caught them on, the guy that won the tournament, was a Zoom horny toad, and I think he was throwing some kind of a Lucky Strike frog that is real similar to it. This is a black pearl, but a black or white will work, a green pumpkin will work. And they're doing the same thing with the frog that we're doing with the Whopper Stopper, just covering a lot of water. And if you reel this real fast in the water, legs it'll look just like buzzbait. Now in the tournament, I actually caught, I think 2 or 3 of my fish the second day on a buzzbait. And I was throwing a white and a black buzzbait, but during the tournament I got bit on the white. And I was throwing this in the backs of the pockets, on any kind of laydowns I could find. And like I was saying earlier, there's no specific place. I might get bit in the very back of a pocket, or I'd get bit out towards the main lake. And the whole lake seems to be fishing about the same. Some of the best color or the stained water in the lake seems to be kimbling to the dam. But the same patterns have been working in the upper James, upper White. Still hadn't been very much of a deep bite as far as a drop shot bite. There's some fish coming out over the tops of trees, and that's kind of where I messed up in the tournament. In practice, I could catch a few fish off the tops of the trees, on a drop shot and a spoon, so I spent too much time out there doing that the first day. But also we're catching some fish on a jig. I had a guy, let me see, my guy Monday caught one, I weighed 6'1", and it was on a pig sticker football jig. It was about 15 foot deep on a gravel bank down towards the dam, and it was just like a watermelon candy jig, skirted jig with a Strike King speed craw, baby rage craw on the back. Now my jig fish and my bottom fish is not real consistent. There's been some nice smallmouth biting. You'll get to a spot, you'll get 2 or 3 bites, then you'll hit 2 or 3 points before you get another bite. And even the guys that did real well in the tournament, I think James reported saying he had like 5 or 6 keepers a day, and that's 8 hours of throwing the topwater baits pretty much on the bank, just covering tons of water. So no matter what you're throwing, the bite doesn't seem, real consistent, except it's consistently shallow. Now, with this water temperature cooling down, we should see that crankbait bite get better again, like a Strike King Series 3, rock crawler, even the wiggle wart, and even the jig bite and the bottom bite should get a little better. My other fish I caught in the tournament came off of shallow docks. Basically what I was doing is just going into a pocket, And in between the docks, I was throwing either a buzzbait or the whopper plopper. Then when I got to a dock, it seemed like the best docks for me had 15 foot of water or less. Then I'd pick up a Snowden 3/8 ounce jig and flip the stalls. I did catch, I think, one fish out of a deep stall on a football jig, but the majority of my fish came on the shallow docks. And for me, it seemed like the flatter gravel banks were working better than the steeper chunk rock banks. But I know the guys on the, and even Monday and Tuesday while I was guiding, we'd catch one on the whopper plopper on a gravel bank. The next one would be on a bank that had some ledge rock. And there's, like I said, there's been quite a few smallmouths. It seems like the fish are coming up on that whopper plopper, and you really blasted pretty good. It's a fun bait to throw because you can throw it a country mile. And most of us have been throwing it on 50-pound braid, so we don't get any line twist. It works real well. And one thing you might want to do, like if you're throwing a buzz bait too, if you get a blow up and you miss that fish, have like a jig or a Texas rig worm or even a fluke real close, so when you reel that bait in, you can throw that other bait in the same area that fish just blew up on your topwater. A lot of times with a follow-up bait like that, you can catch them. Now, I did get a chance to do a video with Mike McClellan during the Open last week on the Spro crankbait. So if you get a chance, you need to check it out. Mike had some really good tips in there. And to see that video, it's either go to my website below the fishing report page, or you can go to Facebook on the Table Rock Lake Fishing. It's also posted there. So till next week, good luck, good fishing.